Good evening and blessings out there, everybody. What's going on? It's your man, Rod Hickman, Generational Wealth Builders, where poverty ends with us. Listen, super excited to be coming to you on this November the 16th in the year of our Lord 2024. Y'all look at him. We only got a few more days, and if the Lord delays coming and the creek don't rise, we will be in 2025. And I ain't gonna lie, right about now, I feel a little cheated because I thought by now we'll have flying cars, we'll have individual jetpacks and all that there. The Jetsons has us on some bull job. But either way, super excited to be able to come to you tonight. We've had a wonderful day today. Had some great training there up in our Memphis office, and then we even had some great training here in our local office, and so we're super excited to be there tonight, y'all. I am joined with somebody that I'm so proud to call my business partner in life. I got my wifey here with me. What's going on, baby? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing well. Go ahead and tell everybody hello. Go ahead on.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, you can say a little bit more than that. I'm just saying. But either way, y'all, we're super excited to come to you tonight because we have and are going to do what we call an agent spotlight. I'm super excited about introducing this individual to you all because this individual is an honorable man. There's not a lot of time that you just meet just good folk in these days and time. I mean, just good salt of the earth people that if they say this is this, you don't have to go back and check to see if it's that. Just good, great salt of the earth people. So super excited about having him here in office. But before we bring him up, Lady Hickman, I believe there's an announcement that you want to talk about there a little bit.
Yeah, so we are still wanting to be a blessing to someone this Christmas season. We did a podcast a couple of weeks ago talking about what we wanted to do. We want to bless a family, $500 for two families, and we also extended the invitation to other small business owners or entrepreneurs in this area. It's for Tipton County area. We asked our community to come into our office, 115 South Mumford Street here in Covington, Tennessee, and nominate a family. You know, you may know someone that my husband and I do not know, and we just want to, from the Hickman family to your family, bless you during this holiday season. And so we just want the community to step up and come in and nominate a family. That's all we asked you to do. We didn't ask anything else, but hey, just come and nominate a family. It's going to be a joyous occasion. God is going to get the glory out of it. We would not spotlight the family because that's not something that we do. We just want to go and be a blessing to the family. And so if they spotlight us, that's one thing, but we don't operate like that. So we do want the Tipton County residents to come and nominate two families. However, we're actually doing three families because we had another business owner here in Covington, Mr. Anthony. Mr. Anthony at Wing Basket, he's going to bless a family with 500. Yep. So Mr. Anthony Woodland has joined with Generational Wealth Builders to bless another family. So we're actually doing three families here in the Tipton County area. So please get the word out. If you know someone that is truly struggling this holiday season, we do want to bless them. And shout out to Mr. Woodland. Thank you so much for collaborating with us. We just want to be a blessing and give back. And, you know, I think this is going to spark something. We want to do this annually. So let's pull together community and bring those families to the forefront so that we can be a blessing to them.
That's right. And I think just want to take this time to shout out Brother Anthony there at the Wing Basket. I mean, that is just another good dude. You know, he and I, we had some great conversations, and you know, I can just say that, you know, it was just amazing that when we put out the call, he was the first one to say, hey, man, count the Wing Basket in. So again, I'm not being paid for this, but what I'm saying is when you have entrepreneurs that will come out and pull money out of their own pocket just to make sure that a family is taken care of, that should speak to the caliber of the person, right? So again, this isn't a paid advertisement or anything, but again, I feel like we should honor him because he just stepped up once he saw our appeal where we opened it up to business owners. So again, Shout out to the Wing Basket, probably the best wings in the city. Matter of fact, by far the best wings in the city. And so we really appreciate everything you do there, sir. Again, also, folks, want to let y'all know that we have set a date for our annual Christmas party, the Money Shots and Ugly Sweater Cash Christmas. Again, that's what we're doing. Y'all know we don't mind. We love to have a good time. We are in this community. This community has helped us become what we are. And so we are looking to do money shots. I wish I would have got some video from last year. I'll probably do just have to go and find it. But boy, I'm telling you, we seen some faces. Woo! Because they were trying to get that money. They were trying to get that $200. You hear me? And so we're looking to do it again. And I want y'all to know it ain't liquor. So don't think that it ain't liquor or nothing like that. But it's just a good time where you get to come out, have some good, clean fun. We have games going on. I think we're going to introduce another game this year, but we are going to do the money shots because, again, we put $200 on the table, and you have to find the red cup that is under. And, again, if it's down there, if you get it, you get the money. If you get what's up under the cup, then you have to drink
it.
And so we had a great time. And then we're also going to have our ugly sweater party. So we want you to go ahead on and get your ugly sweater, not the ugly sweater, but your ugly
sweater.
Exactly right. So we definitely want to see that. So we're going to have some good time. Again, right now, the date is December the 14th in the year of our Lord. We're like I said, we're nailing down the logistics. More to come, so you will see a flyer on that. But again, still, let me go back to this Cash Christmas. We know some folks are struggling, and my wife ain't gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it now. Listen, we want to give this to families that are deserving, right? We don't want to give it to folk that have mismanaged their money. That you're not the one that's gonna get it, right? So no, y'all know me. I don't, I'm gonna say how I need to be said, right? If you're mismanaging your money and not doing well, this is not for you. This isn't to bail you out, right? But what we're looking for is somebody who's out there that's been going for the gusto, been trying, but life punched them in the mouth, and they just weren't able to recover. So again, we're giving away $1,000 to so $500 to two families for them to be able to have a cash Christmas. Again, I'm not saying it's going to be spent for toys and games. You may need to pay your light bill. You may need to pay the water bill, whatever the case may be. But we want to make sure that we're able to be a blessing to you. Now, all right, with that being said, let's go ahead on. I'm so excited to bring this gentleman to the front because he's such a good dude. We met some years ago, and when we got into business, this individual, I think after a year of me being in business, I think he was like, hey, man, I think I want to give this a try myself and stuff like that. And he gave it a try and said, I don't think the timing is right now. I got some other things that's going on, and we understood that. But we always stayed friends. We always stayed brothers. We always stayed connected. And then the individual came to me, I believe it was October last year or something like that. No, either way, came to me and said, bro, it's time. It's time. I've got to make some changes in my life. So it's time. And I said, all right, fam, I hear you, bro. And since that time, this gentleman that I'm about to introduce to y'all has been a phenomenal friend. He's a stalwart. He's steady as they go. He's like a what call that, like a old school 78 Buick. Once you get him started, it's gone, right? You ain't got to worry about him. It's gone. It's running. And I'm so godly proud of all that he's overcome. Again, life tried to take, tried to put him down a couple of times. You always had some situations and things of that nature, but he still keep on smiling. He still loves the Lord, yet loves his wife, loves his community, loves his church. Ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, please allow me to introduce y'all to Mr. Ozell Frazier Jr., the CEO of Generational Well Building United. Welcome to the call, big dog. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Good to see everybody on here. Thank God.
Man. All right, man. So listen, man, go ahead and introduce yourself, man, for those that may not know you, bro.
Well, I'm Ozell Frazier Jr. I'm originally from Covington. So I'm home. I mean, that's how I go. But I definitely thank God for allowing me to make it thus far. I'm currently in Union City, the CEO of Generational Wealth Building United.
Yes, sir.
Hey, that's a big step, stepping out on faith, and the Lord been blessing ever since. You gotta trust God. So I definitely thank God for that, and I thank God for my coach Rod and Coach Christie. They've been holding me accountable. So hey, that's the only way I can grow, to keep me accountable. Hold me accountable. And I thank God for them. I thank God for putting them in my path to coach me, to show me, how money works. So I just thank God for being in the Generational Wealth Builders family. It's definitely a blessing.
Okay. Well, that's wonderful, man. That's wonderful. Man, glad to have you here, man. So tell me a little bit, bro. So why did you decide to call it Generational Wealth Building United? I mean, again, you have the opportunity to name what you want to name as your business. So why is it that you elected to call it Generational Wealth Building United?
Because number one, I mean, GWB has always been there for me through my heartaches and pain. They were there. I mean, they didn't judge me. They didn't cut me off. They stuck with me. So I mean, I had to keep that name. I had to, because we have so many similarities, as far as growing pains.
Yes.
So I just wanted to keep that name and just add United, because we all united, so
Yes.
it just make it so easy for, to make that name, because it doesn't matter what state you in or what city you in. We are all united. We good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I tell you, the fact that you're up there in Union City, I remember we were talking about how you were saying that you were going to unify that area, right? You got that Hickman County right there. Shout out to Hickman County, everybody that's out there. It's your boy. I don't know if we kinfolk or not. I don't know if I got some steak up there, but shout out to you. But either way, and that O'Brien County area, and again, that area is wide open, and we're super excited about that. So again, man, yeah, man. So tell us, man, what's on your mind? What's on your heart?
Well, what's on my heart is that, I want to help 90 families in 90 days. That's my goal. If I can help more, it'd be a blessing. But that is definitely a goal, to help a family each and every day, because what the products that we have, the vehicles that we have, it's going to help families. It's going to help families, save, grow, and make money. I mean, we have what families need. And I would definitely appreciate if everyone would come by Union City, 206 East Reelfoot Avenue, Suite 32. I'm telling you, you come by, hey, what I know, you're going to know before you leave. I promise you.
Hey, I see we got Lady Washington out there. What's going on, Tina? God bless. How you doing? But yeah, man. Oh, so 90 families in 90 days. Talk to me about that. So what is the thought process? I know you say you wanted to help those families, but talk to me a little bit about that. 90 families in 90 days. What are you seeing up there in the Union City area that makes you want to do that?
Definitely want to bring the good news of financial literacy to O'Brien County area, the Hickman area, the Fulton area, any area. I am licensed in Tennessee and Kentucky, just to throw a little shout out. I'm licensed in both areas. I mean, so I mean, you can't run. I mean, just come to the office and we're gonna help you. We're gonna help you as much as possible. I promise you. We're the type of business that we're honest with our clients. We take care of our clients, and we want to make sure that they're financially safe with us. So we're here to help out families, man. It's all about. It gives me joy to help families out.
Oh man, yeah, and like you said, man, I know you were saying earlier that we share some of the same pains, and we do. We both lost children, man, I know for me, that caused something in me to click. It caused something in me to click. He was our only son, And so, it's like, man, what the world, man, like, out of mind. Is that something that you experienced that caused you to really want to start moving forward? If so, tell us about that, bro.
Yeah, with me losing my son, it sort of triggered and it sort of hit the family pretty hard, especially my other children. They still dealing with that pain as well as me. It's hard for me to discuss a lot of it without sharing a tear, but it's something that helps me. That is something that pushes me, and I'm looking to build a franchise, to build something that's gonna have his name imprinted on it. Because I don't want his legacy. I don't want the legacy to end. I just want it to continue growing. So I can guarantee you, I'm gonna make a promise here on live that we're gonna make it happen.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. I definitely understand that. We understand that. Because like I say, man, that's something that changes you, right? It changes you in more ways than you can really explain. I know for me, the way I work out my frustrations, the way I work out my pain, is to help somebody else, right? And really try to find someone in business, because in this business, we basically are developing, leaders. That's what we do here. And I always get excited when we have young men that decide, hey, I want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of that, and decide to get in there and want to learn it. That for me is something that I believe actually is therapy for me. Yeah. Because while I know they'll never replace LaRod, I'm still able to father in a sense, if that makes sense. So I know that's what helps me a little bit. Well, man, listen. So again, I know you got the office up there in Union City. So man, and I'm so godly proud of you because you were the first one in the Generational Wealth Builder team, aside from my wife and I, to open an office. So how does that feel?
It feels great. It feels great. Being in the area that I know that need, financial literacy. A lot of people that I talked to didn't know about things that I knew. And if I knew a long time ago, my life would be a whole lot easier. But I just thank God for you all again for being, being able to talk to me and lead me down the right path as far as financial literacy. Because like I said before, I was dumb as a box of rocks. I didn't know nothing about money really. I knew how to spend it, but I didn't know how to make it grow. So I just thank God for y'all just helping me out. It is such a blessing for having somebody to take out their time, their busy schedule, to coach me and tell me about how to make my money grow and how to make my money work for me.
Exactly right. And again, that's all we ever ask is just pass it on, right?
That's it.
We don't want to become to the point where we are pirates of good information, right? Where we start hoarding the stuff that can help other people build generational wealth, ergo the name Generational Wealth Builder. Right. Again, shout out to Lady Glover. I see Lady Glover's out there watching. God bless you.
Yes.
God bless you watching. So let's talk, man. I know you say that, you're learning a lot about the financial literacy, things of this nature. Talk to me, man. What's your key product that you love the most, man? We all have products that we love the most. So I'm a bit of a nerd. So I really love talking about the annuities. I love breaking those down, dealing with retirement. But what's your go-to product, man?
Man, I love the term policy. It's a great benefit to a lot of people.
Okay. So how so?
Well, term policy, you can have that policy. Number one, it gives you a low premium. And then number two, it gives you a whole lot of life insurance. So that in itself is a great thing. For you to have a whole lot of life insurance with a low premium, You can't beat that, bro. You can't.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. And so I think that's a key thing about the living benefits.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think people truly understand. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing. You'll see why when I share this chat. Boy, Lady Washington, something.
You own it tonight.
Yeah. Take the text off. Stop doing it. Yeah, but yeah. But she done messed me up. But yeah, but the living benefits are so critical. You know, what happens is people think it's strange when they hear about how you're able to get access to your death benefit while you're still alive.
Right.
And for me, I'll often say this, that my drug of choice is seeing when people get the understanding, when it clicks. That's my drug of choice. What about you, man, when you show them about the living benefits?
Well, I show them about the living benefits, and pretty much like you said, you don't have to be gone from this earth in order for you to be able to use your benefits. If you have chronic, critical, or terminal illness, some of those natures that you can't do a job or whatever, you can get up to 80% of your policy to take care of you. I mean, why would you not want to invest in something like that?
That's right. And I know you have a day job and things of that nature. We ain't gonna call the name of it.
Please don't.
Yeah. But let me ask you a question. Have you seen where at the job someone got sick, and then the next thing you know, they're passing the hat around? They say, "Hey, we're gonna do a barbecue on Friday. Everybody buy lunch because we trying to take up money to help old Frank or whatnot."
Right.
And I know for me, that's part of the reason why I love educating people about the living benefits, because that's what they need to know about. They needed to know about that. And so, man, how are you able to share that information with them?
Well, I mean, just prime example. I mean, you have somebody that that have the opportunity before anything goes about. Before they get sick or get hospitalized or they pass on. They have the opportunity now to solve a problem that's been a pain to everybody, financially, So, I mean, by you having a living benefit, it take care of a whole lot of issues. But one of the sayings that I have at Generational Wealth Building United, don't let it be said that I waited too late. Okay, you can wait too late now.
Yeah,
you can. There's a such thing as waiting too late to get life insurance. So don't wait too late to go get it. Get it now.
Yes, sir. And what's too late, preacher? What's too late?
Man, if you if you got an illness that you already in that path where you pretty much either on not able to do anything, or you already have these illnesses that's very chronic, that's terminal, that you're already in that situation, there's a great possibility that you might not be able to be insured. But while you are healthy right now, while you don't have nothing going on right now, go ahead and get your policy.
That's right.
Don't wait until you get sick, or you wait until you get that doctor's report and then they tell you that you have cancer, or you have diabetes, you have these type of illnesses, and try to go get your policy. No, do it right now. Right now is a great time. This is the best time right now to go ahead and get it.
Lady Hickman?
Oh, so I mean, I agree with Ozell. I think one of the things that I like most about being in this industry is just educating people about how to actually be good stewards of their finances. The Bible talks about that more than anything, other than the kingdom of God. We know that the word speaks a lot about that. But just being able to learn how to budget, something that we were not taught. Just thinking back, grandma and granddad, they knew how to budget. That's why they had money under the mattress, money in the jar, in the little canisters, and they would put it away. But they didn't teach us about that. And so we didn't see that they actually did. They always had something. I was laughing with somebody about my grandma. I'm like, I would open the refrigerator 1,000 times and wouldn't see nothing in there. But here she used spaghetti, pork chops and gravy. Right. But it was all because they knew how to be good stewards of what God gave them. And so even knowing how to, save and how to avoid debt. They didn't have a lot of debt back then.
Yep.
They didn't have a lot of debt. We consume so much, and we live, our wealth is on our backs pretty much. That's the known thing about most people in our generation. Our wealth is on our back, so we rather look wealthy than to actually be wealthy. How to plan for the future. I know, my granddad, he set my mom them up to like, hey, started their plot, the payment for their plots and stuff like that. So they knew how to plan. And because we have not gotten there, we're finding ourselves having to rake coins to bury our loved ones. And so it's not something that hasn't already been out there. We just didn't take heed or learn how to do that. And how to give back to your loved ones afterwards. What are we doing to sow? What are we doing to leave a legacy behind? Those are the things that I get excited about, showing people how to do that. I get excited about telling people about the products that we have invested in for my daughter. Why? Because when I close my eyes, she'll be good. Right. If she decides to take her money and put a down payment on her house at 35, 40, she'll be good. She and I actually had that conversation. She was like, Mom, I want to give myself a house for my birthday one day. How much money do I need to put aside? And this is what I told her. I said, look, if you overfund your life insurance policies, by the time you turn 30, you can take the money out of your policy and put your own down payment on your house. You don't have to go out here and scuffle just, to do these things. So just the educational piece, like I was a proud mom. It was a proud mom moment because being in this industry, I learned that. You know what I mean? She don't have to go and get an FHA loan.
That's right.
She can go into her life insurance policy and pull money out and do what she wants to with it, if that's what she want to do. But she want to gift herself a house for her birthday. And I thought that was pretty cool, for her to even be thinking like that. She's just 18, but that shows me that, hey, a lot of times we think they're not listening. They're watching. They are watching. They're paying attention. And so that's one thing that we talked about with our children a lot. Hey, well, what are you doing with your money? Because we're going to bail you out, but don't think that we have to bail you out. And so, just being good stewards of our money is really important. And this is one of the ways that we can actually do that. A lot of times people look at this industry and they're like, oh, it's just for death. No, life insurance is for life. But guess what? We have deaf and dumb ears when it comes to people that's presenting this, because you only have a one-sided view of life insurance. And so just being able to educate people is the biggest thing, but just being good stewards of what we have.
So, Lady Hickman, I kind of want to understand. I want you to kind of talk a little bit more about the concept of people being deaf to the concept of having insurance outside of the job. Now, people are faithful and loyal to the jobs, right? Yes. And they're faithful and loyal to those benefits. But why is it that it seems so foreign to people when it comes to them having a policy outside of their job?
One, because that's something that well, a lot of times they'll say, oh, well, that's coming out of my check, I don't see it, which means you don't want to be accountable for your own family's financial future. So you don't want to be, again, a good steward and set that money aside and have your own life insurance policy. And I think a lot of time too, the educational piece, they don't realize that, hey, when you leave or even when you retire, that policy is going to triple if you desire to keep it, but then let you get fired. That policy stays with the company. So now you're 50, 60 years old, and to Ozell's point, you may have diabetes or your blood pressure is out of control. And yes, we can get you covered, but it's just a little harder, you know? So it's the educational piece, and we're so used to people feeding us things that we're just followers. We won't take a how can I put it, an approach to go and research these things ourselves. Okay. You know, we listen to what people tell us instead of digging even further. That's about worse as we do with the word. You know, we'd rather somebody tell it to us instead of going and doing what the word tells us. Do I know that's not that broadcast, so I'm gonna be quiet.
Okay, missionary. What about you, Ozell? What you think, man?
I'm with her. I mean, a lot of people just they see one side of it. They don't see that out the life insurance that you have outside your job is very critical, because at any given time your job can say, I'm finna shut down these doors, I'm finna close these doors. Okay, so where your life insurance going at? So if you don't have life insurance outside of your job, you're in deep trouble. You're in deep trouble, because at any given time they can close the doors of your workplace and say, okay, well, we don't have the funds to pay y'all, so we just gonna move off. We're gonna disappear on you. But exactly if you don't have no life insurance and something were to happen, God forbid, I mean, that's when that hat start being passed, or they GoFundMe and barbecues and stuff like that. I mean, being a part of that type of family, you know, that's not good. You know, we all should be able to love our families enough that we take care of them while we still here by getting a life insurance policy. When we gone, all the bills are still paid. We don't have to worry about them struggling while we're gone. We have to worry about, we don't need to have them stressing and doing foreclosures and doing all type of, you know, all type of stuff that they got to sell everything in order to make things ends meet. So we definitely just want to look into getting a life insurance policy, allow the life insurance policy to work for you, and use it the right way. I mean, if you use the right way, you have nothing to worry about. Your family is good. They covered. You ain't got to worry about anything. So just consider life insurance outside of work.
Yeah, I think y'all both bring up a good point. And this is my thing. I think that a lot of times people don't like to talk about bad things, right? I think a lot of time they're like, well, if you don't talk about it, it won't happen, right? Like, you don't want to talk about life insurance because you feel like when you talk about life insurance, you're considering or thinking about death. And that's so far from the truth. Well, I'll even concede and say that could be true if you have the old life insurance where you don't have the living benefits. I think very well that's true, because at the end of the day, death insurance only pay out if you die. Life insurance helps protect your life even while you are alive. And I think people just think it's so foreign because we're all creatures of habit. And people love, you know, saying, well, this is what my mama did and this is what my daddy did. And, you know, let's just be honest about it. A lot of the times people look at the cost and they say, oh, well, I got it on my job. Since I have it on my job, I'm good to go. Never thinking that job could close down. And when it does close down, now they're faced with it. And I can honestly say, that most time the people that come and buy a policy are people that lost their jobs because they realize I'm out here uncovered. And now they're starting to see the benefits of life insurance, and people are starting to understand that, like we've been saying before, that life insurance is for the living, not just for death insurance. I think that, people have to be willing and to be, dare I say, mature enough to understand that the conversations that we're having are not to speak death, but to make sure that, God forbid, if anything does happen, you already have everything in place to make sure that your family does not have to grieve. You get what I'm saying? And by not having to grieve, meaning there's one thing to grieve the loss. There's another thing to be grieving your situation, right? There's another thing to be grieving because you're like, they finna come take the car. They finna come take the truck. They finna come take my house. Now we got to move back in with this one. Now we got to move back in with that one. And I think people just have to really start to put a priority back on protecting themselves. And I think my wife said, we spend money on everything. Like, I watched, and I don't know about up in Union City, but I watched people buy Stanley Cups.
Same. Same.
And they turn around paying $90 plus for a cup just because it's a trend. And then when folks say, I don't have enough for life insurance, I'm just like, no, you just not prioritize your family. You just not put the right priorities in place. Because at the end of the day, it's up to me as a man to make sure my family's taken care of. And again, I think this kind of goes to, and either one of y'all can answer this, but do y'all think people actually know how much life insurance they need?
I don't think they do. I mean, that's where the dime model comes in. What we do a dime model presentation to our clients to let them know, how much life insurance that you need in order to cover your finances. And if God forbid something were to happen, then your finances won't be missed for a little while. You could be covered, that the finance you won't have to worry about for a while. So that we definitely know that a lot of people don't know how much they need. They just sort of guess at it.
Right. Lady Hickman?
I agree. They don't really know, but the first thing they'll say is that it's too expensive. So some people don't want to know. One thing I wanted to piggyback on from earlier that y'all were talking about was the job. Varies by state, but when you look at people having to take off from work, the hardest thing for them to do is recover because they're so concerned about the bills that are still coming while they're going through what they're going through. And was just looking up some data, and there's about some of the employers pay about 50% of the workers' average weekly wage while they're on FMLA. Some pay 90% and some pay 67%. We know that that's not going to do anything if you're already mismanaging your money or not one that's good at managing. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, I'll just simplify it by saying it like that. And so when you were talking about the living benefits, this right here, it takes that monkey off people's back that will allow them to say, okay, hey, I can handle this situation a little bit better now that I know that I have these living benefits. I've encountered a couple of people who have, since I've been in this industry, been diagnosed with things that, had they had this type of life insurance, it would have given them that breathing room to go through what they went through a whole lot better. And so I think that's the biggest thing when we're just talking about this, hey, the importance of it. I get it. Some people have cancer policy, some people have this type of policy, that type of policy. But the type of products that we have cover all of those, cancer, heart attack, or stroke. And so if you find yourself being diagnosed with these things and not able to perform 2 or more activities of daily living, having to, rehab yourself, you can access that money. And so I think that's the biggest thing that we want people to know, more so than just, we do want them to make sure that they're properly covered. But then, hey, if you ever, we can't predict those things.
That's right.
We cannot predict those things. Got some news today. We cannot predict those things. So, we just want to make sure that we're being proactive. And a lot of people are not going to tell you these things. A lot of times when you're dealing with financial professionals, they're treating you like another number or another transaction. And so just the generational wealth builders business, we're just wanting to educate people and let them know, hey, this is what's available to you. And we've also, made it, I think Ozell talked about the dime model, but we also sit down with you and we do free consultations. We let you know, hey, this is what you have. And if what you have is what we have, we're not after any, money, because I have learned if you serve people, the income will come. So income is not an issue. But if you serve people and you serve them right, the money will follow. So our biggest thing is educating people that do not have the knowledge of this, the products that they have. A lot of times you ask people what they have, they don't know.
That's right.
They don't know if they have living benefits. They don't know if their policy will pay out 6 months prior to them dying or 12 months prior to them dying. So I think the biggest thing, again, I said I love educating people. The biggest thing is letting people know that, hey, we're here to serve you all. We're here. No cost to sit down with us and see what you have and what we can help you with. The other part is we even offer a free budget. That's something that, we do because we want people to know how to manage their money. And so I'm excited. I think I got off the subject, but it's a podcast, so y'all go ahead on.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree. I think, and this is, for me, where being an analytic, I always try to understand people's mindset. And a lot of the time people can't verbalize their mindset. They verbalize their actions. But they don't verbalize their mindset. Your mindset is what shows naturally, right? You don't have to say what your mindset is. We can see that. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I think what happens is too often our mindset is it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. That's not going to happen to me. And the news that we got today was just really is troubling on so many fronts, because you meet somebody and 90 days later they're gone. 90 days. And it's like, we know that you didn't take advantage of what you could have taken advantage of. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't do it. And so it's truly, truly heartbreaking to always hear that. But at the same time, it's a decision that people are making. And like I say, not to bring it down, but I think, and I hope that our listeners will understand where we're coming from here. That, listen, we don't want to bring you down. We want to make sure that if life happens and happen to blast you in the mouth, that it's not over, that you and your family are taken care of. Again, not just if you die, right? And with that being said, most times your insurance at the job is only allowed to be 2.5 times your annual income. That's it. That's the max. And literally, if we looked at that, then basically all you've done for your family is give them your income for 2.5 years. So let's look at that. If you're making $50,000 a year and you leave behind, what's that, $175,000, right? Oh, no. 125. That's the maximum, $125,000. What your family gonna do, right? $125,000 in the grand scheme of things, especially if you have multiple children that are younger, right? If you have children that are going off to college, right? If you have vehicles, again, that money is gone. If your family has a home, if you have a mortgage, and come on, again, this is not a scare tactic. This is more like, hey, man, come on, let's have the conversation. And then, let's just talk about it. I think people are afraid to talk about it, but let's have the conversation so that you can know what you need. And my concept is this: if you know your numbers and you elect to not get them, that's all fine, well, and good. As long as you know how much you need. Not knowing is not going to make the situation go away. And let's just be honest. Like I say, right now, the way times are, man, folk ain't just giving like that. Folk be throwing them GoFundMes out there, and folk be throwing them back out. Yeah, we got the GoFundMe. Here you go. Can you help? And folk be like, scroll right on past. So at the end of the day, I think that we need to make sure that we get to a point where we are helping people do what they need to do. And we want people to talk. And I applaud you, Ozell, for your crusade to help 90 families in 90 days. I think that is phenomenal. Brother, I pray the success of the Lord on you and Vicky as you all go forth to colonize that area up there in Obion County, as well as Hickman and Fulton County. So again, Hickman's, hey, I need y'all Hickmans to show up. Those of y'all, I need y'all to represent for our namesake, right? But other than that, last words, Lady Hickman.
I think this is a great industry to be a part of. We love what we do. We love to serve. As y'all know, we've been here even in ministry. To me, this is just an extension of ministry, educating people and teaching people how to properly be protected, how to protect your retirement, how to leave a legacy for your children's children. And so for me, this is ministry. I do believe that because Ozell is such a genuine person, he will give whatever he has to help you. So I do believe that the Lord is going to bless that area. And then he's going to also bring forth those people that want to partner with you. So we're looking forward it to grow, not just, be you in that area, but multiple offices in that area. So looking forward to saying, hey, Kentucky, here we are, here's another office. We do have agents there, but, looking forward to say, hey, here's another office of Generational Wealth Building United. So I think, again, thank you for coming on tonight. This is a great journey to be on. And, hey, looking forward to seeing you in the on the stage in our industry.
Yeah. Bro, Ozell.
Definitely thank y'all for allowing me to come on here. Such great mentors, showing me, the way of financial literacy. But like Lady Christie said, in the Union City area, Kentucky area, I mean, we do have some agents in the Kentucky area, but Union City is a nice sized city. But I do need some more partners. I mean, I can only do so much. I mean, hey, don't trust me. I ain't scared now. That's for sure. I'm running and gunning. I'm trying to help as many families as possible. But I would love to have some more agents, to help me, help other families be secured, insured, and everything of that nature. But one more thing I want to say before I get off here: you're not too young to be insured.
All right.
Yes.
You're not too young to be insured, so you can get insured when you come out your mother's womb. Come on now, let's get some life insurance.
That's right. That's right. Call Ozell. Come out the womb. Like, I'm gonna call Ozell.
Yeah. Let me be outside the delivery room. What's the social?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen. Thank both of y'all for being on. I do just have a announcement. I just kind of want to follow up with this announcement real quick and let y'all know that I happen to see where now, instead of it being 3 families, it's going to be 4 families we're going to help for our GWB Cash Christmas. So Mr. Anthony Woodland said, hey, I'm helping 2 families too. So here we go. So that's 4 families. So again, that's what it is, folks. Again, it's all about doing that. And like I said, we're not doing this for show. We're not doing this. We just know people need help around this time of the year. It's a tough time for a lot of people. It's a tough time for us. But again, it's a tough time for a lot of people. So we want to do what we can to bring a little bit of good cheer to each one of you. And so, again, we just want people to know that we love you. But again, another shout out to Brother Anthony Woodland there, the proprietor of the Wing Basket. Again, showing up and matching our 1,000. And so, again, any other business owners out there that want to get on deck, come on, man. Let's do this for our community, especially, if you're local or maybe you're somewhere else in another remote area and you want to do it. I commission you. Go ahead on and do it. Again, if you are a business owner in the area, you have got to show that community some love, right? And so, again, I shout out again, Brother Anthony, because, again, that's just phenomenal, but that speaks to the man that he is. Again, we've had some great conversations. And, again, I've seen this brother in other people's restaurants. See, some folk be hating, and the only place they're going to eat is their restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen him going around to eating at other people and supporting other people. That's kind of dude he is, man. So, again, he'll always have business from the Hickmans. Again, we appreciate you, Brother Anthony. With that being said, thank y'all so much. Those of you all out there that are listening, so good to see our agents that were chiming in. Lady Washington, Lady Glover up there in Memphis, Tennessee. I think I saw EJ dip in for a minute out there in Huntsville in the Madison area. Again, super proud of what him and his wife Aaliyah are doing. Running and gunning. Again, they finna get that first check. They's mad now. So they finna get that first check and start making this money. So we're super excited about that. Listen, y'all. This is Rod Hickman, and I'm super excited to be here with you all tonight. Thank y'all for paying attention. Remember, the deadline for these nominations are December the 1st. So again,
yes.
Come by the office, get with Lady Hickman. You can reach out to her on our social media, and we're super excited about you. All right, folks, that's our time. We're wrapping up. Again, we're so glad that you took the time to chime in and listen to us. Remember, we dropped a lot of information here.
Yeah.
It's not power until it's applied. Remember, you can have an 18-wheeler truck gassed up, ready to go, but it's not going to move until you actually apply the clutch and put it in gear. Same thing with this information. It's not going to do you any good until you apply and put it in gear. So we thank you so much for your time. God bless you. May the Lord ever smile and keep you. Bye-bye, bye-bye, and bye-bye.